These are two of golf's most compelling rivals who couldn't be more different in their paths back to the top of professional golf. Rory McIlroy, the newly crowned career Grand Slam champion riding high on his 7th race to Dubai title, and Patrick Reed, the controversial former LIV Golf star who just orchestrated one of the most dramatic returns in recent golf history. The stage is set for an absolutely electric battle on the DP World Tour, and when asked about Reed's stunning comeback, McIlroy's response revealed everything you need to know about where these two legends stand with each other right now. Let me paint you the picture of what's happening here. Patrick Reed just walked away from LIV Golf after nearly 4 years, leaving behind guaranteed money to chase something bigger.
Patrick Reed's leaving LIV. He's joining the likes of Brooks Koepka, no longer playing on the LIV Golf Tour. Wants to make his way back to the PGA Tour, but he is not given the same sort of fast pass that Brooks Koepka was given. So it seems like as of right now, he's got to do the full 1-year waiting period. But for him, I guess that's fine. He's out playing DP World Tour, doing pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of came as a shock to me because he wasn't in that window of players that were granted the fast pass access back. And he said, so what? I don't mind.
He's not just dipping his toe back in the water. He's absolutely dominating. 2 wins in 3 weeks on the DP World Tour, including victories at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic and the Qatar Masters. The man currently sits at number 1 in the Race to Dubai standings with 2,259 points, while McIlroy trails behind at 269 points. Think about that for a second. The guy who was essentially exiled from mainstream professional golf for joining the Saudi-backed league now leads the points race that McIlroy has owned for the past 4 years. McIlroy averaged 5,755 points during his incredible run of 4 straight Race to Dubai titles. He's the second most successful player in the history of this championship, tied with the legendary Seve Ballesteros at 7 titles, just one behind Colin Montgomery's record of 8. But here's where it gets really interesting. When reporters asked McIlroy about the recent wave of players returning from LIV Golf, his answer was carefully crafted in a way that spoke volumes. He said, "I think Brooks coming back, one of the best players of our generation, 5-time major champion, that's a big deal. Patrick earning his way back through really good play over on the DP World Tour, that's great for him." Notice the difference in how he described them? Brooks Koepka gets called one of the best players of our generation and 5-time major champion. Reed gets acknowledged for earning his way back through really good play. It's subtle, but in the world of professional golf where every word carries weight, that's a pretty clear hierarchy being established. The backstory between these two runs deep, way beyond just professional rivalry. We're talking about years of tension, legal drama, and some of the most memorable moments in recent Ryder Cup history. Let's go back to September 2016 at Hazeltine, where these two produced what many consider the greatest singles match in Ryder Cup history. Picture this scene. McIlroy drains a 60-foot putt, cups his hands to his ears, and screams, "I can't hear you," at the American crowd. Reed responds by sinking his own 20-footer and giving McIlroy a finger wag that sent Hazeltine into absolute chaos. That match launched Reed's Captain America persona and created a rivalry that still burns today. Then came April 8, 2018 at Augusta National. McIlroy and Reed were paired together in the final group of the Masters, with Reed leading by 3 strokes entering Sunday. This was McIlroy's best chance to complete the career Grand Slam, the holy grail that had eluded him for years. Instead, he faltered while Reed fought off challenges from Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler to claim his first and only major championship. Reed walked away with the green jacket and $1.98 million, while McIlroy's Grand Slam dreams were crushed once again. But the real drama started when Reed joined LIV Golf in June 2022. This wasn't just about someone taking guaranteed money. This split the golf world and created bitter divisions that affected friendships, family relationships, and professional partnerships across the sport. The tension between McIlroy and Reed became very personal very quickly. McIlroy received a Christmas Eve subpoena in 2022, connected to Reed's legal team. Think about that, Christmas Eve. The subpoena was reportedly part of a case alleging that McIlroy, along with Tiger Woods and Davis Love III, were co-conspirators in an antitrust scheme to destroy LIV Golf. Nothing says happy holidays quite like legal documents served by your professional rivals' lawyers. This legal drama set the stage for one of the most bizarre incidents in recent golf history, what became known as Teagate.
Patrick Reed has labelled Rory McIlroy an immature little child after he refused to shake the American's hand at this week's DP World Tour event in Dubai.
In January 2023 at the Dubai Desert Classic, Reed approached McIlroy on the driving range to shake hands and exchange New Year's greetings. McIlroy completely blanked him. Reed shook hands with McIlroy's caddy Harry Diamond, but when he tried to greet McIlroy himself, he was completely ignored. What happened next depends on who you believe. Reed flicked a tee in McIlroy's direction as he walked away. McIlroy later said, "I didn't see a tee coming my direction at all, but apparently that's what happened. And if roles were reversed and I'd have thrown that tee at him, I'd be expecting a lawsuit." Reed's version was different. Funny how a small little flick has turned into basically me stabbing him and throwing a tee at him. He saw me and he decided not to react. But it is one of those things. If you're going to act like an immature little child, then you might as well be treated like one. McIlroy's response was even more cutting.
We're living in reality here. He's not. I was down by my bag and he came up to me and I was busy working and sort of doing my practice, and I didn't feel the need to acknowledge him. So
I was trying to have a nice time with my family. If someone shows up on your doorstep and delivers that, you're not going to take that well. I'm living in reality. I don't know where he is living. If I were in his shoes, I wouldn't expect a hello or a handshake. The very next week, McIlroy beat Reed by one shot to win that same Dubai Desert Classic, adding another layer to their ongoing rivalry. Fast forward to today, and the dynamics have completely shifted. Reed's departure from LIV Golf on January 28, 2026, marked the end of a chapter that many thought would never close. Unlike Brooks Koepka, who was fast-tracked back to the PGA Tour under their returning member program, Reed had to earn his way back the hard way. And earn it he has. His recent hot streak is absolutely remarkable. The win at Dubai Desert Classic, followed by a runner-up finish in Bahrain, then the victory at the Qatar Masters. This isn't just good golf. This is statement-making, championship-level play that's put him at number 17 in the world rankings and clear number 1 in the race to Dubai. Reed's own words after the Qatar victory reveal his mindset. "It's always been a dream of mine to be an American that comes out to win the race to Dubai, and we're off to a fast start. This little run I've had, 2 wins in a second. It's awesome. We couldn't ask anything more than what we did." The path forward for both players is fascinating. Reed can compete on the PGA Tour as a non-member starting August 25th, 2026, and he's seeking full reinstatement for the 2027 season. But right now, his focus is clearly on the DP World Tour, where he's mounting the most serious challenge to McIlroy's dominance in years. For McIlroy, this represents a completely different kind of pressure. He completed his career Grand Slam in 2025 with that emotional Masters victory, ending an 11-year major championship drought. He followed that with his 7th race to Dubai title, putting him level with Seve Ballesteros, and just one behind Colin Montgomery's record. He's had an incredible run, winning the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am and the Players' Championship on the PGA Tour, plus the Amgen Irish Open on the DP World Tour. But now he's facing a legitimate threat to his European dominance from someone with whom he has serious personal history. The numbers are sobering. Reed's current points total of 2,259 would have been good enough for a top 10 finish in recent years. McIlroy sits at 269 points, which means he'll have to mount a serious charge to defend his title. McIlroy's measured response to Reed's return suggests professional maturity, but you can read between the lines. When he says, "I'm all for anything that makes the PGA Tour stronger," and those two guys coming back make the PGA Tour stronger, he's clearly separating Reed from Koepka in terms of significance and impact. The broader context here is crucial. The golf world is still healing from the LIV Golf split that tore the sport apart. Players are slowly finding their way back, but the relationships and trust that were broken during that period won't be easily repaired. McIlroy was one of the most vocal opponents of LIV Golf, essentially becoming the face of the PGA Tour's resistance to the Saudi-backed league. Reed, meanwhile, was one of LIV's highest-profile signings. And his decision to leave after nearly 4 years suggests something significant about the league's long-term viability. His success since returning has been a vindication of sorts, proof that he can compete at the highest level without the guaranteed money and reduced competition of LIV events. The personal dynamics between these two remain complex. Reed's family situation adds another layer. He's been estranged from his parents and sister since marrying his wife Justine in 2012, creating an isolated family unit that's been through legal battles, public controversies, and now this professional renaissance. McIlroy, by contrast, has become something of golf's elder statesman, despite being only 35 years old. His Grand Slam completion last year was emotional, not just for him, but for golf fans who had watched him chase that final major for over a decade. His partnership with caddy Harry Diamond has been one of the sport's most successful, and his role in Europe's recent Ryder Cup victory at Bethpage Black showed he can still perform on the biggest stages. But golf is ultimately about performance, and Reed's current form is undeniable. 2 wins in 3 weeks, sitting atop the race to Dubai standings and playing with the kind of confidence that suggests he believes he can win anywhere, anytime. This isn't someone grateful to be back. This is someone who thinks he belongs at the very top of professional golf. The scene is set for November's DP World Tour Championship in Dubai, where these two will likely meet in the season's climactic event. McIlroy will be chasing his 8th race to Dubai title and a piece of history. Reed will be trying to become the first American to win the season-long European points competition. The irony is delicious. The tournament that could decide it all takes place in Dubai, the same city where their relationship completely broke down 3 years ago, and where teas were thrown and handshakes were refused, where legal documents and personal animosity created one of golf's most bitter rivalries. McIlroy's comment that the sentiment has definitely changed from, say, 18 months ago about the PGA Tour's position relative to LIV Golf suggests he sees the broader war as essentially won. But the battle for European supremacy is just beginning, and his longtime rival is off to an incredible start. This is what makes golf beautiful. The individual nature of the competition, the long-term storylines, the way personal history intersects with professional achievement. Reed and McIlroy represent different philosophies, different approaches to the game, and different chapters in golf's recent tumultuous history. Yet one thing is certain, their next meeting on the course won't just be about birdies and bogeys. It will be about legacy, redemption, and the ongoing evolution of professional golf's landscape. The race to Dubai has suddenly become much more interesting, and golf fans everywhere will be watching to see how this latest chapter in their rivalry unfolds.